Yes, now, bless now, people. Don't forget the rest now. You know who it is. It's Des at King of the Pit TV signing in. We're going to be listening to the Smiths self titled today, okay? How much of this have I heard? One tune. This Charming Man, because I've definitely had a few shin shakers on the dance floor with it, alright, after a few too many drinks at 3 in the morning. So I know This Charming Man. I think that's on this record, right? Let me just double check, in case that sounds stupid. Alright, yeah, This Charming Man. So what we're doing is we're listening to this entire record. It's essentially my first time listening, okay? Aside from that one tune. I'm looking forward to getting stuck in, alright? It's the 2011 remaster, so, it's not necessarily how it was initially mastered, but we should have a better result and a better quality of audio. So without further ado, this first track is going to be entitled Reel Around the Fountain. If you want to check out my music, as it says at the top, just search Des Rocksteady. Let's go, people.
It's time the tale were told of how you took a child and you made him old. It's time the tale were told of how you took a child and you made him old. You made him old.
So we've got two twinkling guitars doing their thing, jittering and jangling all across the track. That's Johnny Marr, right? Johnny Marr was doing a signing only a couple of days ago in my home city, and I missed him. Not that not that I'd rushed to see him because this is my first proper listening to the Smiths, right? But yeah, interesting stuff. Now, this music generally, this sound is alike generations earlier. This doesn't sound like an 80s band, in my honest opinion. It sounds pretty regressive. Sounds like sweater wearing, flat cap wearing. I don't know. I don't know. You tell me. It sounds a little bit like a homage of the music and the times that have gone past. There's a very nostalgic sound to the production value and the actual soundscape the band is creating on this record, as of so far, of course.
Wheel around the fountain, slap me on the patio, I'll take it now. 15 minutes with you.
Ooh.
Well, I wouldn't say no. Oh, people said that you were virtually dead, and they were so wrong.
I love that twinkling piano and the major key that's just come out of nowhere, or at least the joyful sounds that are pleasing my eardrums right now.
15 minutes with you. Oh, I wouldn't say no. Oh, people said that you were easily led, and they were half right. Oh, they were half right. It's time the tale were told of how you took a child and you made him old.
Alright, so the Cure was knocking around turning the youth into goths. and the Smiths were coming around, turning everybody into granddads, mate. The the Smiths came around and turned everyone 40 years older. I don't even know. Don't even ask me, but this is pure granddad vibes. In the best case possible. Don't get me excited. In the best case possible, this is a pure granddad vibe.
It's time that the tale were told of how you took a child and you made him old. You made him old. Oh, right around the fountain. Slap me on the patio. I'll take it now. 15 minutes with you. Oh, I wouldn't say no. Oh, people see no worth in you. Oh, but I do. 15 minutes with you. Oh, I wouldn't say no. Oh, people see no worth in you. I do.
I absolutely adore the chorus section chord progression and the chords and the transitions in particular, which the bass line sort of emphasizes on and concentrates with the root note. It's so beautiful. It's so youthful in just how it goes, how it flows through them particular chords. I'm not very good theoretically. I tried to explain it to you, but I just can't. It's brilliant. It's almost like a CBBC. If you're in England and you're aware of CBBC, the I don't know, just an introduction of a TV show. It's just so youthful, and I love it. I absolutely adore it.
I dreamt about you last night, and I fell out of bed twice. You can pin and mount me like a butterfly.
Them twinkling pianos.
But take me to the heaven of your bed was something that you never said to love, please. You're the bee's knees, but so am I.
Oh, you're the bee's knees. This is the sound that the Smiths have created in this song. It's so romantic, man. Lyric aside, the poeticism and just the sound I'm receiving is just absolutely fantastic. It's got to me at the right time. This is a great time to listen to this record for me. I'm in the right space to hear this. This is really good. I'm enjoying this a lot.
Oh, meet me at the fountain. Shove me on the patio. I'll take it slowly. Oh, 15 minutes with you. Oh, I wouldn't say no. Oh, people see no
Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant. Really good. We went around that chorus about 4 times in that tune, did we? Rightfully so. Rightfully so. It didn't get old, that. Let's move on. You've Got Everything Now is the next tune we're going to be listening to. So expect an advertisement, as always.
When you've a circle of friends,
Oh, you see this guy busting a
and a
move?
welcome
Yes.
for new ones.
That was me a minute ago to that chorus.
Smooth, triple distilled Irish whiskey. Jameson. Why do you
Cheers.
circle this St. Patrick's
See
Day?
that only bird there around a group of fellas in the lion's den with that one drinking whiskey. You got everything now. Come on. If it wants to load at any point. But yeah, that was a brilliant tune. That was a reel around the fountain. So we might be a moment, people. I don't know how good my internet connection is. If not, you'll see me in one moment. Coolio schmoolio, you know how we do it. So we're back live and large. There's King of the Pit TV signing in. Right, next tune we've got is You've Got Everything Now by The Smiths. We're listening to The Smiths self-titled from start to finish. That first tune was beautiful. We've just got straight Grandad vibes so far. So this one's entitled You've Got Everything Now. Let's get straight into it, people. Shout out to all the Smiths fans out there. I know you're out there. One love. Oh, this sounds 80s as hell.
As merry as the days were long, I was right and you were wrong. Back at the old grey school, I would win and you would lose. But you got everything now. You got everything now. And what a terrible mess I've made of my life.
The thing with Morrissey is his phrasing and his structuring of his lyrics is very abnormal, very different to most of the popular acts you'd be getting from then until now. He sort of rambles on a little, doesn't he? But every line has some sort of characteristic which just makes it different. And, you know, I think I don't really want to use the term poetic and such because, you know, whether it is or isn't, I'll let you decide that. I think it's in the eye of the beholder. But, yeah, the phrasing and the way he rambles on as opposed to structures, we'll rhyme this with that and we'll rhyme with that and that'll make a good song. It just adds and creates this almost dangerous aspect to the music because you don't know what he's going to say and when and how he's going to say it. So every song you listen to tends to be a exciting experience down to what he says and how he says it. It's not just structured in a way that it's always perfect and it's always, you know, cookie cutter and pop. Regardless, let's get straight into it. You've got everything now.
Oh, what a mess I've made of my life. No, I've never had a job because I've never wanted one. I've seen you smile, but I've never really heard you laugh. So who is rich and who is poor, I cannot say. You are your mother's only son, and you're a desperate one. But I don't want to love her, I just want to be seen.
I love these chorus sections. We've only hit 2 songs so far, but on the choruses on both of them, they've been beefed up through one means or another. We had an absolutely beautiful, magical chord progression alongside a piano implemented in the first time around, and this time we've got this really nice, jangly, powerful guitar that comes across and just really amplifies that chorus section. Really good, really good. The bass line as well on this tune is pretty exciting.
Friendship sadly lost. Well, this is true, and yet it's false. But did I ever tell you, by the way, I never did like your face. But you got everything now. You've got everything now. And what a terrible mess I've made of my life. Oh, what a mess I've made of my life. No, I never had a job because I'm too shy. I've seen you smile, but I've never really heard you laugh. So who is rich and who is poor, I cannot say. Oh. You are your mother's only son, and you're a desperate one. But I don't want to love her, I just want to be tied.
Ooh. Them falsetto vocals, I'll be honest with you, them falsetto vocals were almost quite funny initially, but then as we start to hear them a little more frequently, they become more, you know, a little less shocking and a little more pleasant to hear, in all fairness. Nice little bit of lead guitar there at the end. I don't have too much else to say about that track. The verse was nice. The verse was very 80s sounding. And the chorus was absolutely amazing, especially the instrumental of that chorus. I really enjoyed that. So let's move on with the next track. This one's entitled Miserable Lie, okay? Cheeky little advertisement coming up, people. Don't you worry about it.
Oh, hello. You must be here for your appointment. Your honey appointment.
Hello. Hello. This is me, ASMR. Hi, you're listening to Des, the ASMR version. Miserable Lie, people. We're listening to the Smiths' self-titled all the way through, start to finish. Des at King of the Pit TV, at Des Rocksteady. Let's get straight to it, people. Let's see what'll go on with this tune. Wagga!
So goodbye. Please stay with your own kind, and I'll stay with mine.
So we got onto a little punk rock skanker there out of nowhere. This is quite a bizarre production, in my honest opinion. The production value of this record is, I know this is the remaster, but I'm sure, you know, there's elements that remain the same from the original copy. It's just, it's quite robotic in nature, the production, as far as the instrumental is. It's all just proper on the beat, perfect. And I don't know what to think of it. I don't know what to think of it. I do not know what to think of it. What do you think about the production of this album? And if you have any stories behind the production of it, please let me know. How was it recorded? And man, they definitely used the metronome, I'll tell you that much. Let's get straight back into it. Like a country style solo. Dude, this is the fastest I've ever heard any Smiths tune. This is basically a punk tune, innit? You know, if you recorded this on a 4-track and put it out today on cassette, them you know what I mean, them niche punks would pick that up straight away. Them high vocals are absolutely ridiculous. They are absolutely ridiculous. After so much of them, I don't know what to comment on them, to be fair. It's like he becomes a different character once he goes into that falsetto. It goes from being the poetic mastermind, the Lord Byron of the Smiths, to Big Bird just kicking off and just creating melodies. Right, that was Miserable Lie, the 2011 remaster. That was track 3 of the Smiths self-titled. It shocked me when it went into double time. That, you know, me and my mates have recorded a little bit of folk punk and all that in the past, and we would call something like this cowpunk. Alright, because it sounds a little bit country, to be fair, but the tempo of that was raging. You could get a right skanker onto that. Them high vocals though, I'm gonna have to learn to get used to them if that's a reoccurring theme throughout this record. I don't know what to think of them. But overall, the tune as a general wasn't my favourite, alright, I'll tell you that much. I didn't think we'd be staying in the full tempo throughout the entire tune. But we did. So what we'll do is we'll get on to the next tune, which is entitled Pretty Girls Make Graves. My missus is actually a big fan of this tune, so whether I like it or not is going to make a difference to my relationship. So fingers crossed it's alright. I'll be back with you in one moment. Yes, now blessed, now we are back, locked and loaded. We've got the tune Pretty Girls Make Graves right now. Of course, we're listening to the Smiths, full titled, from front end to back end. As always, it's Des, King of the Pit TV, and feel free to search Des Rocksteady on your streaming services or on YouTube to check out what I do. Let's get straight into it, people. First time I've heard it, as always. Let's go.
Up on the sand, up on the bay, there is a quick and easy way, you say, before you illustrate, I'd rather stay. I'm not the man you think I am, I'm not the man you think I am, and sorrow's nature's son, he will not smile for anyone, and pretty girls make graves.
Ooh.
End of the pier.
The way this band jams together is incredibly bizarre. I hadn't heard anything like it. The circus-esque bass line in comparison to the always as clean as possible guitar. There's not been any form of rough and tumble with that guitar. It's always clean and sharp and just incredibly pleasant to listen to. I just love the use of incredibly clean guitars. And is it Johnny Marr who's on this record? If so, definitely does an half-decent job.
End of the day, you tug my arm and say, give in to lost, give up to lost, oh, heaven knows we'll soon be dust. Oh, I'm not the man you think I am, I'm not the man you think I am, and sorrow's nature's son, he will not rise for anyone, and pretty girls make graves.
So most of Morris's lyric I can't necessarily make much sense out of. I don't know if there's a lot of metaphorical value, but let's take the title of the song for example, Pretty Girls Make Graves. Is there any sort of direct concentrated meaning behind this, or is it just open for interpretation? On this section you hear a great panning of the drums. Really good. It really shows off the panning of the drum kit when them toms are involved.
I could have been wild and I could have been free, but nature played this trick on me. She wants it now, and she will not wait, but she's too rough and I'm too delicate. Then understand,
What was that?
but she's too
No, go back.
played this trick on me. She wants it now, and she will not wait, but she's too rough and
She wants it now and she can't wait, but she's too rough and I'm too delicate. Yes! That's a great lyric. That's a bad lyric, don't get me wrong. Delicate. It's bad, but it's so good. It's so good. I love a good lyric like that.
I'm too delicate. Then understand another man who takes her hand, a smile lights up her stupid face, and well it would. I lost my faith in womanhood. I lost my faith in womanhood. I lost my faith.
It feels as if these sections have been recorded completely separately. The way the section just sort of jars straight into the other one. Listen to that. It all just changes so suddenly. It's as if it's been clipped together. Okay, where are we going from here? We've got about 40 seconds left. Is this going to be a really, really slow burnout to the end? A really slow fade out? Ooh. I really like that outro. I really like that outro. I can see how this band blew up. Because it's such an inventive sound. Each one of these tunes has a completely different energy to it. And the energy isn't just one strict energy. There's a blend of different vibes that come from this band. There's an incredible mischievous sort of instrumental from times, even verging into the lyric, but then there's also this air of doom and misery. And then every once in a while we'll have this upbeat, positive, just sort of explosion. It's a real crazy enigma of a band that just actually works. It doesn't sound too disjointed. It just happens to work. Regardless, let's go in. We've got The Hand That Rocks the Cradle next. There's at Le King of Le Pit TV. So what we've got next is The Hand That Rocks the Cradle, just soon after this advertisement. Okie dokie dokie dokie. So you're listening to Des King of the Pit TV at Des Rocksteady. My music is under Des Rocksteady, so stream me and YouTube me. This one is titled The Hand That Rocks the Cradle. We're listening to the Smiths self-titled from start to finish. Without further ado, let's dive in at the deep end. Let's go. I'm not going to say Johnny Marr because I don't know who was on the guitars for this track or record, but the twinkling guitars are a staple, aren't they, really, of this band? That twinkling so far has been through each and every track. We do have chord sections, but that twinkle is the trademark textbook guitar playing.
Please don't cry.
There we go. So I might have to switch over to my internet. One moment, people. Let me just double check. I've been using my personal hotspot. The best I've got right now. So let's see if we can get back on it. Apologies in advance, people.
Please don't cry. For the ghost and the storm
That bass line's just jamming out. It sounds a little bit to me like a Bad Manners bass line. If any of you used to listen to, or I say used, if anyone of you does listen to Bad Manners, it's a ska band that started in the 80s, Two-Tone Revolution.
Ways in an empty room, there'll be blood on the cleaver tonight. And when darkness lifts and the room is bright, I'll still be by your side. For you are all that matters, and I love you till the day I die. There never need be longing in your eyes.
Morrissey was kind of flowing over that rhythm, to be fair. If you listen back, his vocal line is just smooth like butter over the top of each and every beat there.
And I love you till the day I die. There never need be longing in your eyes.
When I listen to him, I can always picture him just reading from a sheet, just a poetic sheet, just having a read and a few hand gestures every once in a while, just stood there.
As long as the hand that rocks the cradle is mine, ceiling shadows shimmy by, and when the wardrobe towers like a beast of prey, the sadness in your beautiful eyes, oh, you're untouched and so the wondrous eyes, my life down I shall lie. Should the restless spirits try to play tricks on your sacred mind, I once had a child and it saved my life, and I never even asked his name. I just looked into his wondrous eyes and said never, never, never again. And all
So we're 2 minutes 30 in. We haven't necessarily hit a chorus of any sort or any sort of serious section change. This is like a storytelling sort of song here. Somewhat of an interlude in between the more pop structured songs, because obviously we got This Charming Man next, and that's the one tune I've heard, and I know that's a classic, innit? But there's no chorus section in this as of so far. We're just telling a story. The instrumental is just flowing and flowing, and Morrissey is doing his thing and really showcasing that poetic capability and songcraft, his penmanship skills, so to speak.
too soon I did return, just like a moth to a flame. So rattle my bones all over the stones. I'm only a beggar man who nobody owns. I'll see how words as old as sin fit me like a glove. I'm here and here I'll stay. Together we lie, together we pray. There never need be longing in your eyes. As long as the hand that rocks the cradle is mine. As long as the hand that rocks the cradle is mine. Climb upon my knee, sonny boy. Although you're only three.
We're raising the ante a little with the drums there. Listen to the drums just raising towards the outro.
Although you're only three, sonny boy. Oh, you're mine. And your mother, she just never knew. Oh, your mother, there's love, there's love, there's love. I did my best for her.
we fade away. Wow, so that was a little bit of a storytelling number, that wasn't it? That was just a little bit of a straightforward time for Morrissey to shine, write some words on the paper and get them out of there. We weren't really focused too much on the hook or the, you know, the danceathon and so on and so forth like we're going to have coming up next, that's for sure. So let's get straight into it. We're going to have a good one coming up now. One of my favourites. Look at these hench bears.
Last name Timbo, first name.
Right, where we at? Yes now, bless now, people. Don't forget the rest now. Des at King of the Pit TV signing in. This is not going to be a first time reaction. We are listening to the Smith self-titled from start to finish. This is the one tune I am aware of because I've spent many a night drunk at 3 in the morning dancing to this one. Yeah, at the Stone Roses bar. Don't get it twisted, yeah? This charming man. We are going to listen to it as it is part of the record, and we are going to listen to it purely as it is a great tune with some great guitars. Let's see if there's anything to comment on, people. Right, let's start by saying in comparison to the rest of the record, the guitar is so charismatic. That guitar line is so charismatic, and the bass line that comes in, wow, it's amazing, really. I don't want to have to put down the rest of the record I've heard so far to sort of raise this tune up higher than it already is, but as far as the view count shows, 6.9 million in comparison to, I think we hit 900k on one of the tunes in particular. I think we hit 2 million actually on Reel Around the Fountain. Was it 2 million? Might be a stretch, but I think so. Yeah, 6.9 million, nearly 7 million views on this, rightfully so. This charming man, you tell me, what's so special about this song? What makes it special to you? Do you think it's rightfully worthy of being put up there in the best Smith songs in comparison to what we've heard so far or what we will be hearing in advance? Let's check it out, come on.
Haunted bicycle on a hillside desolate. Will nature make a man of me yet? When in this charming car, this charming man, why pamper life's complexity when the leather runs smooth on the passenger seat? I would go out tonight, but I haven't got a stitch to wear. This man said it's gruesome that someone so handsome should care. Ah!
I like that. That sounds a little Robert Smith, that, doesn't it? That section.
A jumped up country boy who never knew his place. He said, return the ring. We know so much about these things.
It's just the constant drums as well. Borderline punk drumming. It's just such a dance floor filler. The energy and the tempo to it, it's just really perfect. It's really perfect. The guitar line is fantastic and the bass line is spectacular. Don't get me wrong, this particular section isn't fantastic in compared to that verse line, but it builds that tension for you to get back into that classic riff.
He knows so much about these things. I would go out tonight.
And then you've got the refrain there, that little pull out where Morrissey can do his line and we can fly straight back into it. Just holds you back for that extra second. Wow.
I would go out tonight, but I haven't got a stitch to wear. This man said it's gruesome that someone
The guitar is amazing, but that bass line is so simple yet so effective.
A drummed up country boy who never knew his place. He said, return to me. He knows so much about these things. He knows so much about these things. He knows so much about these things.
Amazing. Of course, when I was speaking of the bass line being simple, I wasn't speaking on behalf of that particular section because he was walking it around, taking it to the shops and back. That was absolutely brilliant. That was this charming man. Rammed full of energy. When I think of the Smiths, you think about romanticism and miserable sort of heartbroken energy, but that tune is just one of the many aspects that creates the enigma of this amazing act. Really good, really good. So next we've got the tune Still Ill, okay? Of course I've not heard it before. Not heard any of these tunes coming up. Let's get on to it. Yes, now bless now. We're getting through the Smith self-titled. We're on track number 7. This was entitled Still Ill. You know who it is. It's Des at King of the Pit TV. Let's jump straight in. It's like some backward effect on the snare or something.
I decree today that
Ooh.
life is simply taking and not giving. England is mine, it owes me a living. But ask me why and I'll spit in your eye. Oh, ask me why and I'll spit in your eye. But we cannot cling to the old dreams anymore. No, we cannot cling to those dreams. Does the body rule the mind, or does the mind rule?
Okay, so a great tempo and an incredibly intricate guitar line there. You know you got to be tight to play guitar like that. Really good.
Body, I don't know. Under the iron bridge we kissed, and although I ended up with solids, it just wasn't like the old days anymore. No, it wasn't like those days. Am I still ill? Oh, am I still Does the body rule the mind, or does the mind rule the body? I don't know. Ask me why and I'll die. Oh, ask me why and I'll die.
I love the production on the drums as well as the way the drums sound and are played. I do think there is a punk element to these drums once the tempo picks up a little bit. Just the tempo of that snare hit and the kick, just really punchy, precise, and yeah, just really good. Really good. It's like a, what do you call it? Was it a UK 77 punk, yeah?
And if you must go to work tomorrow, well, if I were you, I wouldn't bother. For there are brighter sides to life, and I should know because I've seen them, but not very often.
It's always a twist with Morrissey, innit? I've seen them, but not very often.
Under the iron
Love the sound of that snare. It's just really punchy and boxy, just quality. Fantastic, fantastic. That was a great song. That was one of the better ones I've heard off of this record so far, in all honesty. That was a great tune. Really good, really good. The next one's entitled Hand in Glove. Yes, Still Ill was the title of that tune. I really enjoyed that one. If this doesn't come back, we're going to have to say I'll see you in one moment, people. 1 second. Okie dokie, so we're back to the Smiths' full-length self-titled. This one's entitled Hand in Glove, as always. First time I've heard this, alright. Let's get straight into it. Des at King of the Pit TV. Oh! I love that regal sounding, quality, clean guitars. Beautiful. We've really picked the tempo up here around this part of the record. This charming man, Still Ill, Hand in Glove. We've had a higher frequency of high tempo songs here, which I really like. I love the higher tempo tunes the Smiths have got. Leave a comment down below. Do you like that upper tempo tunes, or do you like the slower, more melancholy tunes? Well, they're all quite melancholy, aren't they? But do you prefer the you know, the more miserable, mangy songs? Can you give me the name of the bassist in this band? Because I think, from what I'm aware, this bassist might be a little bit underrated. We talk about Johnny Marr, we talk about Morrissey, but that bassist... Well, I say we talk about... You know me, I don't know much about the Smiths. I wasn't around in the 80s, so I take that back, alright? But from what I'm aware, the bassist isn't really celebrated, or his bass lines, but he's noodling about, doing a great job. Great hook in it, them stabs. But. Was the Smiths at this period, if not throughout the entirety, only a 4-piece band? Was there only one guitar? It sounds like it, but the way the production works when there's only 4 individuals or 4 instruments that are being properly and, you know, properly concentrated on, it's a great sound because you can piece, you know, everything has their own frequency and they all have their own space in the recording, very easily panned, and I just love it. I love the organic value of it. Morbid chord to finish off on there. That was a great tune, hand in glove. Yeah, quality. Once again, the guitar lines, them broken chords, them the preciseness of the picking is just really something to be admired. The bass line goes without saying. Wowzers. Some of Morrissey's best lines in this one. Some really good lyricism. Drummer doing what he does. Love the production value on the drums. Really enjoyed the snare. Next tune we've got is entitled What Difference Does It Make? So, one moment, people. Okay. Let's finish this record off. 3 more tunes. This one's entitled What Difference Does It Make? It's got an adequate amount of views, so this must be a pretty good tune. Let's get straight onto it, people. Great riffing already from the get-go.
All men have secrets and here is mine, so let it be known. For we have been through hell and high tide, I think I can rely.
Morrissey, his voice is... It's as if he's singing from an old soul. I know it reflects the lyric he's just sung, but it gave me food for thought. His voice is... The way he presents his vocal is a lot more mature and older than the age he more than likely was during this recording. This was the first record, and from interviews I've seen, he was young when they started, right?
On you, and yet you start to recoil. Heavy words are so lightly thrown, but still I leap in front of a flying bullet for you. So what difference does it make?
Ooh.
So what difference does it make? It makes none, but now you have gone, and you must be looking very old tonight. The devil will find work for idle hands to do. I stole and I lied, and why? Because you asked me to. But now you make me feel so ashamed, because I've only got 2 hands. But I'm still fond of you. Oh. So what difference does it make?
I love that guitar, the just striking ba ba in that chorus section.
So what difference does it make?
Here it comes.
What difference does it make? It makes none, but now you have gone, and you're...
We've got a, I don't know, it seems like a percussive instrument of sort, a shaker of sort, just ringing off there in the background. I don't know what that is.
Oh, the devil will find work for idle hands to do. I stole and then I lied just because I know the truth about me. You won't see me anymore.
I think that was a skip in the audio on this video.
Then I lied just
Oh. Alright, people, I've not got the best connection today, so I do apologise. Hopefully we can have this come through any moment now. If not, we can have a quick discussion over what I've thought about it so far. So, we are 9 tunes out of the Smiths self-titled as it stands. And, wow, there's a lot of food for thought throughout this record. It's interesting how many twists and turns the Smiths can sort of provoke whilst remaining in the same box that categorizes them as the Smiths. So the guitar, I'll tell you what, most guitarists can play chords and most guitarists can break a chord up and play single notes, but the guitarist in this band does it in such a particular manner with such a particular sound that you know it's the Smiths. There's such a indirect difference that they act, such characteristics that I can't put into words. Maybe it's the voicing of the chords or the tone of the production or so forth, but there's something in particular that just gives them that edge and sort of separate sound as to sorry, someone just came in there, but let's get back to it.
But now you know the truth about me. You won't see me anymore. Well, I'm still fond of you. Oh, but no more apology.
I think we've had a new guitar come in there, just sliding across over the top in a higher register. Wow, what was that?
I'm too tired. I'm so sick and tired, and I'm feeling very sick and ill today. But I'm still fond of you. Oh.
That guitar line is brilliant. Rhythmically, it's just the right bop in it. I actually forgot about them higher register vocals. Initially, I referenced them at the start because they were quite frequent in the tune, and I thought I was a little bit uncertain as to, what I thought about them. But then they came all the way out to a degree where I was actually shocked and I heard about them again. I completely forgot about them. I think they're all right when, they're not as regular as they were right at the start. They're proper concentrated at the start. We had entire verses full of them. But when they, perform an outro section or so on and so forth, it's not too bad, is it? Brilliant. That was a great tune. I can see how it's got the views it has, does. Sorry, it's getting late. I can see why it has the views it does. Definitely worthy of it. That was one of the better tunes off the record, in my opinion. The guitar line was absolutely blazing. Really good. Chord progression on point. And a very pleasing vocal line. Yeah, great hook as well. Normally these hooks, because the lyrical is so, less based on being melodically catchy and more so just expressing different ideas and, metaphorical purpose. It doesn't become as catchy as some more pop-orientated songwriters could create, if that makes sense. But I can remember the hook on this one, or at least the title of the track in the way that it's said on the actual track. So yeah. What more can I say? That was a good tune. That I really enjoyed that one. Let's go on with the next one. Oakley dokley, let's get on. So this one's entitled I Don't Owe You Anything, okay? A bit unfair. I'd like to hope I was owed something, but I Don't Owe You Anything. We're listening to the Smiths all the way through, the self-titled. This is it. We're coming to the end of the road, people. Only 2 tunes to go. You know who it is. It's Des at King of the Pit TV. Let's go.
Bought on stolen wine. A nod was the first step. You knew very well what was coming next. Bought on stolen wine. Oh, a nod was.
This is just a groove, innit? I assume they just came up with this at band practice. This wasn't a pre-written thing. This just sounds like a jammy tune.
The first step, you knew very well what was coming next. Did I really walk all this way? Just
Ooh, blah blah blah. Straight to the seaside with that. Dreaming.
hear you say, oh, I don't want to go out tonight.
Them arpeggios are brilliant, but that bass line is something else. The bass line just, on the verse at least, that bass line just gives this pleasant sort of stroll in the woods. Nah, not in the woods, just stroll along the beach, I would say. Pure energy.
Oh, I don't want to go out tonight. Oh, but you will, for you must.
Ooh.
I don't owe you anything, no. But you owe me something. Repay me now. You should never go to them. Let them come to you, just like I do. Just like I do. You should not go to them. Let them come to you, just like I do. Just like I do.
That's one of the best broken chord sections, and there's a lot of them in this record, but it's absolutely blissful the way that high end just rings out every once in a while, and then we get straight back into the stabs. Da, da.
But did I really walk all this way just to hear you say, oh, I don't want to go out tonight. Oh, I don't want to go out tonight, but you will, for you must. I don't owe you anything, no.
Them stabs there were tight on the drums. Listen to that.
I don't owe you anything, no. But you owe me something.
little bit of a lounge act vibe. I'd love to hear this bass line on a double bass. Ooh.
Never kind. Life is never kind. Oh, but I know what will make you smile tonight.
What was that little ping? You hear that?
Will make you smile tonight.
Wow. It's still ringing. Fantastic. Nice little bit of organ there, ever so slightly. We've found in some of these tracks there's just these keys that come in which don't play such a part that they are bold and shocking. You know what I mean? You don't pick up on it directly, but they just add to the harmonic sort of structure of things, and it's really nice, really nice. We're on the last tune. Wow, it's been a little bit of a journey we've been on. So this next one's entitled Suffer Little Children. Oh, it's a bit of a deep one. What's all that about? Suffer Little Children. So let's see what a guan. Have a little advertisement pop up. The internet's not been great today, people, so I do apologise in regards to that, alright? But we're going to get this done and dusted, and the rest is history. So, you know who it is. It's Dez. King of the Pit TV. We're signing in and we're signing out. This is the last tune. We've gotten to the end of the Smiths self-titled 1984 record entitled The Smiths. This one's Suffer Little Children. You know who it is. Give a shout out to your boy. At me at Instagram. That's Des Rocksteady. And if you want to check out my music, it's Des Rocksteady on YouTube and so on and so forth. The world's your oyster. Come on, let's go. Hey, I want to give a shout out to all the guitarists, right? You know how hard that is. These broken chord sections, your hand, your fretting hand, let alone your picking hands, needs to be in absolute precise position and condition to be able to play like this. Because it would just be so easy to just accidentally mute a string or play, a bum fret or so on and so forth. Incredible guitars on the very low key. There's no shredding going on. Just incredibly precise fingering.
Take me to the morn, dig a shallow grave, and I'll lay me down over the moor. Take me to the morn, dig a shallow grave, and I'll lay me down. Leslie Ann and your pretty white beads. Oh, John, you'll never be a man, and you'll never see your home again. Oh, Manchester, so much to answer for. Edward, see those alluring lights. Tonight will be your very last night. A woman said, I know my son is dead.
Was that a little slight wood block in the background? Do you hear that?
Last night, a woman said, I know my son is dead. I'll never rest my hands on his sacred head. Hindley wakes and Hindley says, Hindley wakes, Hindley wakes, Hindley wakes.
All right, so I'm not much of a historic sort of dude, right? And I really should know better, right? But we got talk of Hindley, right? That was one or two serial killers, I think, in England back in the day, right? You tell me, yeah, I should know about it. I'm showing my ignorance right about now, okay?
And says, oh, wherever he has gone, I have gone. But fresh lilac, moorland fields cannot hide the stolid stench of death. Fresh lilac, moorland fields cannot hide the stolid stench of death. Hindley waits
So for Little Children, was it about serial killers? Who?
Ian Brady and what's the last?
Summit Hindley.
Myra Hindley and Brady.
Alright, Myra Hindley and Ian Brady. Yeah, I was just calling myself ignorant because I should really know. I'm listening to the Smiths,
Oh, yeah.
self-titled, yeah. Last song. So there you go, Ian Brady and who?
Myra Hindley.
And Myra Hindley. There you go, people. You don't need to answer that for me now. Cheers.
But this is no easy ride for a child cries. Oh, find me nothing more. We are on a southern estimate. We may be dead and we may be gone, but we will be right by your side until the day you die. This is no easy ride. We will haunt you when you laugh. Yes, you could say we're a team. You might sleep, you might sleep, you might sleep.
We're going to take a moment just to read the comments on this particular video because obviously serial killers get a cult-like following for whichever reasons. Morbid interest, which turns to a fascination, which ends up turning into love. Like, what are the comments saying on this particular... Oh, comments are turned off, people. Oh, is this song in... Well, obviously it's not in support, but is this in some sort of glorification of these two, do you think? Because I can't see Morrissey being too hateful. So for Little Children.
You will never dream. Oh, you might sleep, but you will never dream. You might sleep, but you will never dream. Oh, Manchester, so much to answer for.
That's a good line. Manchester, so much to answer for. That's a great line. The phrasing of it. Manchester, so much to answer for. Answer for Manchester. It shouldn't work, but it does.
Manchester, so much to answer for.
What makes it even better is it's Manchester, so much to answer for.
Find me, find me, find me. I'll haunt you when you lie. I'll haunt you when you lie. You might sleep, but you will never dream. Over the moors, I'm on the moor. Over the moor, a child is on the moor.
Nice slow fade out. That was quite a morbid way to end the record, to be fair. it's not often you get such a conceptual song to finish the record. Normally we end off with a bit of cheese, don't we? But yeah, there we go. So for little children, I don't know too much about the historic basis of the murders, so I can't really comment too much as far as the lyrical goes. I didn't even know they were from Manchester or there was any reference to Manchester, to be fair. But then again, the Smiths were from Manchester, so I guess there's some degree of connection if that was the case. But that was the Smiths' full album, the self-titled. It's very interesting, very interesting. I assume it grows on you the more you listen to it, this sort of record, because there's a lot of nooks and crannies to pay attention to. Of course, I'm a musician, so I pay attention to the instrumental and what the band is doing as opposed to the lyrical content, which I'm sure a lot of the people who are into the band were more so, really zoned in on the lyric and Morrissey's performance of such. But me, not as much so. So there we go. We are going to listen to more of the Smiths record because I have heard different opinions of the people as to what the best record is and how they matured over the years. So we are going to be listening to more records from the Smiths. But what better place to start than the self-titled 1984? So without further ado, I'm going to get off, my people. Thank you very much for paying attention and coming along for the ride. It's Des King of the Pit TV. At me, at Des Rocksteady, and check my music out, YouTube Des Rocksteady. One love.